Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning to Madam Lecturer and my dear friends. Before I begin, I would like all of you to imagine something. Imagine tomorrow is your very first day as a preschool teacher. You walk into your classroom. 20 little eyes immediately look at you. Some children smile, some wave excitedly, and some hide behind their friends because they feel shy. Now, here's my question. What do you think those children are learning from you at that very moment? Is it the alphabet? No. Is it mathematics? Not yet. The very first lesson they learn is you. They observe your smile, they notice your tone of voice, they watch how you greet them. They even pay attention to how you react when something goes wrong. Sometimes we think children only learn when we start teaching. But the truth is, children begin learning the moment they see us. This is why today I would like to share a topic that I believe every future preschool teacher should remember. It is children learn more from what we do than what we say. As future educators, we spend a lot of time thinking about what we should teach children. Should we teach phonics? Should we teach numbers? Should we teach science? Those are all important. However, there is another lesson happening every single day. It is a lesson without worksheet, a lesson without a textbook, a lesson without PowerPoint slide. It is called role modeling. Children, they learn simply by observing the adults around them. Today, I would like to share 3 important ideas with you. First, why children naturally imitate adults. Second, how our everyday behavior becomes their lesson. And finally, how we can become role models who inspire children not only to learn, but also to become kind and responsible individuals. To understand this better, let me share a simple situation. Imagine a teacher walking into the classroom without saying anything. She smiles warmly. She kneels down to the children's eye level. She says, "Good morning, everyone! I'm so happy to see all of you today." Immediately, the classroom feels warm. The children will smile back. Now, imagine another classroom where the teacher walks into the classroom while looking at her phone. And she doesn't smile. She doesn't greet everyone. She immediately says, "Be quiet, sit down." Both teachers entered the classroom, but they created 2 completely different learning environments. Why? Because children don't only listen, they observe. They observe how we speak, how we walk, and how we solve problems. Also, how we react when we are stressed. As psychologist Albert Bandura explained through social learning theory, where children learn many behaviors by observing and imitating the people around them, especially adults they trust. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why preschool teachers have a powerful influence on children's development. Let me ask everyone a question. Have you ever caught yourself using the exact same phrase your parents always say? Maybe, "Nurin, don't waste food," or "Be careful." Most of us have, not because someone forced us to memorize those words, but because we heard them repeatedly. Children, they do exactly the same thing. The only difference is they are learning from us. Now that we understand how that children learn, let's look at something even more important. What exactly are they learning from us every single day? Ladies and gentlemen, many people believe that teaching only happens during lesson time. But I believe the most meaningful lessons happen in ordinary moments. Let me share another story. One morning, a little boy accidentally knocked over this water bottle. The water spilled all over the floor. Immediately, he froze and he looked at his teacher with fear. Not because of the water, but because he was afraid of the teacher's reaction. Now, imagine two different teachers. Teacher A quickly says, "How many, I say? Have I told you to be careful?" Then the little boy quietly lowered his head. Teacher B takes a deep breath. She smiled and then she said, "It's okay, darling. Accidents happen. Let's clean it up together." Same child, same accident, completely different lesson. Teacher A teaches fear. Teacher B teaches responsibility. She teaches problem solving. She teaches resilience without even planning a lesson. Another example, imagine two children arguing over a toy. Instead of shouting, "Stop fighting!" a teacher calmly asks, "Can both of you tell me what happened?" Then she helps them take turns speaking. And without realizing it, she is teaching communication, respect, the empathy, and these are lessons where children will remember long after they forget how to count to 100. So far, we've talked about what children learn from us. Now, I would like to ask a different question, where if children are always watching us, what kind of teachers should we become? The good news is children don't expect perfect teachers. They simply need the genuine ones. Teachers who smile, teachers who listen, teachers who admit their mistakes. Imagine a teacher accidentally misunderstands a child. Instead of pretending nothing happened, she says, "Oh darling, I'm sorry I misunderstood you." That simple sentence teaches honesty, humility, respect. Imagine another teacher who passionately waits while a child struggles to zip up their school bag. Instead of doing it for the child, she says, "It's okay, darling. Take your time. I know you can do it." That sentence also teaches confidence, independence, perseverance. Every small action matters. Every smile matters. Every apology matters. Every encouraging word is actually matters. Because children remember how adults make them feel. Ladies and gentlemen, before I end my presentation today, I would like everyone to think about one final question. Tomorrow, when you become preschool teachers, your children may forget the song you sing. They may forget some of the stories you read. They may even forget the worksheet you prepare. But they will never forget how you treated them, how safe you made them feel, and how you encouraged them when they failed. Also, how you believe in them when they couldn't believe in themselves. So, before we ask, what should I teach my student today? Perhaps we should ask ourselves, if a child copied everything I did today, would I be proud of the person they become? Because at the end of the day, children do not become what we tell them to be, but they become what they see. Thank you. That's all from me. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your attention. I will now move on to the question and answer session. Question 1. Thank you for your question. You ask, why is role modeling more effective than giving instructions? In my opinion, role modeling is more effective because young children naturally learn by observing the people around them before they fully understand verbal instructions. They tend to imitate adults whom they trust, especially their teachers and parents. For example, when a teacher consistently says please and thank you, children are more likely to use those polite expressions in their daily conversation. They are not simply following instructions, they are copying the behavior they see. This shows that our actions often leave a stronger and more lasting impression than our words. I hope that answered your question. Now, let me move on to the second question. The second question is, what if teacher make mistakes? Thank you for this important question. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe making mistakes does not make someone as a bad teacher. What truly matters is how the teacher responds after making a mistake. For instance, if a teacher accidentally misunderstands a child, a letter says, "I'm sorry, I misunderstood you." The teacher is modeling honesty, responsibility, and humility. These teachers, children that making mistakes are part of learning, and that taking responsibility is a sign of good character. I hope this explanation clarifies the idea. Moving on to the final question. The final question is, can parents also influence children through role modeling? Thank you for this interesting question. Absolutely. Parents are a children's first and most influential role models because the children spend most of their early years with them. They observe how their parents communicate, solve problems, and treat other people. When parents and teachers consistently demonstrate positive values such as kindness, patience, honesty, and respect, children will receive the same message both at home and school. This consistency helps children develop positive behaviors and strong moral values more effectively. I hope that answers your question. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for your thoughtful questions and valuable feedback. I truly appreciate the opportunity to answer your questions and share my presentation today. I hope my presentation has highlighted how our actions as educators can positively shape children's learning and development. Thank you once again and have a wonderful day.